This is the most requested video, no doubt. And even though I've made individual videos on these two devices, it seems like people just want to have, one video that puts them side by side and compares them. So here's that video. Okay, starting off with some similarities. Now, the Camon 18 and Infinix Note 11 both run on the Helio G88 chipset. They also run on the same GPU. So you can expect gaming and just general phone usage, multitasking, all that stuff to be very identical. Except the Note 11 has a bit more RAM. So the Infinix Note 11 has different variants, but the max comes with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. While the Camon 18 only has one variant, which is 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. So would you notice a difference in 2GB of RAM? Maybe, maybe not, but I guess it would be safer to go with more gigabytes, right? Another similarity would be in the battery. Now they both have 5,000 milliamp hours of battery. So you can expect to use your phone from beginning of the day to the end of the day on both devices and have no problems. But another edge here goes to the Note 11 because it has faster charging. So 33 watts on the Note 11 compared to 18 on the Camon 18. And then some other small similarities. They both have the fingerprint/power button vibe going on. They also have Type-C ports, both of them. And I think that's where it ends. Okay, so let's look at some differences now. We're going to start with the display. It's a big one. I think this is actually where most people would decide which one to go with. But anyway, the Tecno Camon 18 has a hole punch 1080p LCD display with a 90Hz refresh rate. And the Note 11 has a U-style notched 1080p AMOLED display with a 60Hz refresh rate. And I think it's down to preference. Like, first off, hole punch versus U-style notched. I think hole punch wins all the time because it is more modern. But when it comes to the real difference, which is AMOLED versus 90Hz, it's based on you. Like, what do you like? Like, I think, and I've said this before, that if you play a lot of games on your smartphone, you're going to benefit from that higher refresh rate. So go with the Camon 18. But if you watch a lot of movies and don't play too much games, then you're going to like the AMOLED display on the Infinix Note 11. It just looks nice. But as someone who's used both phones, I can say you can't pick up the Camon 18 and while using it go, ugh, this is a very ugly display. The colors are bad. You wouldn't do that. And if you pick up the Infinix Note 11, you're not going to use it and then think, ugh, the display is too slow. Because it's not. Most people are coming from a 60Hz display. The same way most people are probably coming from an LCD display. So again, if you play a lot of games, you would like 90Hz. But if you don't, and you watch a lot of content, then you would like your AMOLED display on the Infinix Note 11. The Infinix Note 11 has dual stereo speakers, while the Camon 18 has only one speaker. Also, the Camon 18 has a glossy finish on the back, while the Infinix Note 11 has a matte finish. But yeah, really, display and maybe price would be where you would make your decision. And if you're thinking, well, what about the cameras? Well, they're different, but kind of like the same. So the Camon 18 has a 48 megapixel sensor, main sensor, while the Infinix Note 11 has a 50 megapixel sensor. So a 2 megapixel difference. That's higher on paper, but in real life, very similar. Like, photos from both phones would be very identical. Detailed, about the same color accuracy, just generally very identical photos. On paper again, that seems like a win for the Infinix Note 11, but in real life, is the difference that huge? No. So I guess that means we're left with price. Now, the Infinix Note 11 cost 109,000 naira, while the Camon 18 cost 102,000 naira. So the Infinix Note 11 is more expensive, and so far has kind of had, edges over the Camon 18 in a couple of departments. So I guess the Infinix Note 11 wins. But if you don't care so much about the advantages, the slight advantages that the Infinix Note 11 has over the Camon 18, then you might want to go with the Camon 18. Also, right now, the Infinix Note 11 is not available. Like, you can't buy it, at least here in Nigeria, but you can get the Camon 18. I would say, yeah, me personally, if I had to choose, I just would go with the Infinix Note 11 because of that AMOLED display. I've said it multiple times in my videos, I don't play too many games on my phone, but I do watch a lot of content, and I love the AMOLED display on the Infinix Note 11. But I want you to tell me, like, which device would you go with? And yeah, thank you for watching, and I would see you when you see me. Oh yeah, you could watch either of the reviews. I'll leave them linked or somewhere. Okay.